don't know if I want images to like that playing. Okay, good. Shut itself off. In case anybody's already in here. Hey, welcome. Hope you're good. Oh wait, this. I'll wait to see if more folks are in here. Just waiting to get more people in here just in case there's someone watching this replay here. I'm gonna wait about maybe 5 minutes. I can't tell if the person watching is me or not. And it's crazy because people are able to hide whether you can see them or not on YouTube. So, yeah. Yeah. But, port of interest for anyone who's been like, oh man, looking at this replay video for 5 minutes. I plan on talking about the white Black Panther issue, whether or not I think the Ryan Gosling thing is real, and Marvel Tōkon, as well as some other tone deaf slash hypocritical stuff. Marvel Tōkon is not hypocritical though, so I'm gonna mute this. Wait till I see at least see somebody in the chat. What's up, man? Oh, flip this around. Ah, somebody's in here. What's going on, man? Yeah, dude. It's so funny this is so late. Although the lateness of it kind of comes in aligned with something that had happened to me on Instagram. I'm like, man, I'm definitely talking about this Black Panther stuff because ridiculous, ridiculous. Matter of fact, I wonder if I can pull up articles that I can throw into the chat that I actually help too. Yeah, and it's so funny that this and then the stuff that happened on me on Instagram, it's insane that there's so many tone deaf people. And I actually saw a Reddit post talking about this white Black Panther thing. What is his name? Kitema. People talking about it, and someone's like, "Oh, it's obviously going to be like a story about being biracial and an enemy was within, and blah blah blah." And I'm like, first of all, we've had a biracial Black Panther before who actually looked like a biracial person, who actually looked like he's half black, half white. Dude named Cole. On top of that, he wasn't the king of Wakanda once becoming the Black Panther, and eventually becomes the White Tiger. Like, and then there's actually been a white dude being the American Black Panther called American Panther, who, and I shit you not, he was, for lack of better words, brainwashed by a character called Hate Monger, or used by Hate Monger, who is a guy wearing a hood, a white hood, and his name is Hate Monger. So I think we know where that's going, right? I'm gonna give it, because I'm 8 minutes and 27 seconds in. I'm gonna try to give it till 10 minutes, and I'm just gonna go full throttle because I got stuff to just throw in this chat. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, American Panther. Ugh. And see, that's the thing. So, excuse me. So that's the thing. Is that's what always makes it annoying when you have certain palm colored people going, "Oh, well, you Captain America's black. What if we make Black Panther white? What if he was white? He's been white before." And the only reason to do it is for shock value, and the stories never work out. The stories are so contrived at this point. And if I'm right, because I'm learning more information about this white Black Panther. All the races out there are dancing. I'm gonna put this article in the chat, but I need to make sure I know this character. Hold on. Oh my lord, dude. So the character that is this guy. Okay, so we're gonna get into it right now. We're gonna just go right into this. So, first topic, because I want to talk about Tōkon after this. I don't want this whole thing to be just me going off about this white Black Panther thing and how tone deaf Marvel is, and how tone deaf even some of your favorite creators like Jim Cummings. If you have not, my Instagram is in my profile here on the channel. I'll also make sure to put in the description after this. Should definitely go to my Instagram and watch the 15-minute video I made on what happened. But this tone deaf thing happened first with there being a white Black Panther. And I just found out that his mother is a character called Monica Lynn. Here's what's insane about that. I look forward to the day when I can just pull these up with the click of a button. This is Monica Lynn. That's a black lady. So how does African king of Wakanda, black woman, how does their son look like this? How does that happen outside of like legitimate bullshit? And it's insane. It is insane. It is insanely tone deaf on top of that. So I don't know we'll run this down real quick. Cause literally all of the most vile people that you can find on the site formerly known as Twitter and online other places. I've just run across a couple of YouTube videos that, of course, I'm not going to click on those things. They're just like, we did it, boys. Yeah, we're happy. And there's even reports coming out that I'm thinking this is just a rumor. I hope this is just a rumor that Ryan Gosling is casted as Black Panther in the next film, which, yeah, it's multiverse. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that if I were you. That is insanely tone deaf. Like, it's 2025. Today is called No King's Day because people are out there protesting literally in every major city of the United States. Actually, not even just major cities. Even in the suburbs of Illinois here. I've already seen footage of it. May not be as big as what's going on in the heart of Chicago, but in suburbs, there are people out there doing their protesting thing as well. If you happen to be listening to me and you're out there, you're taking the breaks. This has to be a rumor. When do we start getting comic storylines happen so quickly in movies? You know what? I'll tell you that in 2 seconds. If you're out there and you happen to be listening to me, please be safe. All right? Be safe. Pay attention. There are bad actors out there, and there are people out there that are doing their best to disrupt things. So just, do your thing, but be safe. And wear a mask. Seriously? I can't believe I had to say this. So, comic book storylines happen so quickly. It's funny that you mentioned that because if you've seen my video on the Thunderbolts, what they did for Thunderbolts, they announced that they were going to do the movie. You see the lineup of the heroes, and in the comic book, they put those heroes in there minus Sentry. Sentry's technically dead in the comics. Somebody else who has Sentry's powers, but she's going by a different name, and she's paraplegic. You got that person who's not even in there, and they just went ahead and just said, all right, we're gonna make this book, and they did it. They did that team. But spoilers if you haven't seen Thunderbolts asterisks, if you haven't seen this, the big reveal at the end is that they're called the New Avengers. They literally made a Thunderbolts asterisk. It's coming up. I don't know if the book has been released yet. I don't know if issue 1 has been released, but they did that, and the team is Bucky, Natasha, Hulk, Namor, Wolverine, who's X-23, Laura Kinney, Eddie Brock, who is Carnage, and Clea, who is the magical person. And they changed the book cover as soon as the movie changed it to New Avengers, which makes sense because everybody's like, "How's Carnage?" Well, actually, now people are like, "How's Carnage a Thunderbolt?" But yeah, they're doing the turnaround fast. Whether we want to accept it or not, when these shows and movies are announced, there are people who go and pick the stuff up. Like they will pick up a comic book and be like, "Hey, man, this actor I know, I think for the first Punisher, like on the old Netflix, someone, people were picking up issues. They were picking up whatever they could of the Punisher because John Barenthal's in it, Shane from Walking Dead's in it. If you like the actor enough, people are going to pick the stuff up. So the turnaround is insane. So I'm hoping it's just a rumor because they've been tapping Ryan Gosling for a minute because La La Land, I guess he's the hot thing right now in terms of white actors, heartthrobs. But just put him someplace else and don't put him in X-Men. I don't even think I can even see him as Cyclops. I can see him as Iceman though. Don't put him nowhere near that. Give him something else, please. And don't make him a multiversal Black Panther known as what is this character's name? Kemeta. I meant to put this inside this chat for y'all. Let me do this before I end up forgetting, so that you can look at this. You can look at this later at your leisure. You don't have to look at it right now. Gosling kidnapped his way out of a bag. I don't know if I agree or disagree with that because I haven't seen La La Land, and I didn't see. It was a Netflix movie he did with Chris Evans that's based on the Tom Clancy parody. I can't remember the name of that film. It looked interesting. I haven't seen it. Heard La La Land is great, but yeah, Katema, that's his name. So what is insane is that this dude's mom is black. So how do you get it? It's, again, American Panther has been a thing. This guy who is funny, great man. Thank you, Black Kaizoku. Happy to have you here, my dude. Let me, again, we're doing it live, folks, because my other source right here is not working the way I want it to. So I'm gonna pull up American Panther real quick. Goodness gracious. Name wasn't revealed, apparently, but you get this character that was scarred by, his mom, his dad, he coincidentally became a New York police officer. Ha ha ha. And this occupation gave him ability to vent all of the anger and repress rage. So yeah, he was one of those bad apples, and eventually suited up and became American Panther in Hell's Kitchen, who was like an emissary of this character called Hate Monger. Dude, Hate Monger is, I'll just give you the picture right here. You tell me what that looks like. I'm just saying, you tell me what that looks like. So this has been done already. And even when talking about his name is Cole. I want to get his full name. Knew it was Kevin. Kevin Cole. That you ever seen images of Black Panther wearing a trench coat? Which I don't know why trench coats make all superheroes look immensely cooler. Even Cyclops in a trench coat, or Cyclops in a jacket looks cooler. But yeah, Kevin Cole, like I mentioned earlier, becomes White Tiger. T'Challa had been watching them because the dude had gotten the actual suit, but this dude was not trying to be king of Wakanda. This is not a I was gonna say a Killmonger situation, because MCU Killmonger is his cousin. I don't even want to get into how they have changed the characters on the MCU for Black Panther. They made a lot of stuff make sense. Like M'Baku, there's no way they were gonna call him the White Ape in the MCU because they're like, yeah, we're gonna just morph this a lot, not even a little bit, a lot. And my whole point here is, why are we this tone deaf in 2025? Why do this for shock value? Even the first pages that were leaked had old man T'Challa fighting this other Black Panther that is like father. And again, you can't hear, words on the pages. You're reading it and you're just, oh man, you lied to your son. And then his son beats the crap out of him and pulls the hood off, and it's, waha, it's me. I'm blonde and I'm a white dude and I am now the king of Wakanda. And just who would, somebody in a room, and I said this again, go to my Instagram. I said this on my 15-minute video talking about that voice actor issue, that Boondocks voice actor issue with people saying the N-word, and you don't have to say the N-word to get a story across. That if there was one black person sitting in that room when they storyboard this, if there was one black person and they were like, yeah, and I want to do a story about this and that and that and this. As a matter of fact, I need to see who decided to write this. I really hope. Oh boy. I'm gonna look up and see who wrote this. But if there was one black person sitting in that room, I feel like, and maybe they weren't afraid of losing their job, I feel like that person would have had the courage, sat up and said, I don't think this is the best thing to do right now. This might backfire. This might not go the way you think it's gonna go. And the comic is Marvel Knights of the World to Come. It's supposed to be a future book. If you give me a moment, I just need to see the writer for this. Someone said it was one of the best Black Panther writers, but I can't see Ta-Nehisi Coates. No, yeah, it's Joe Quesada. I knew it was Joe Quesada. Joe Quesada is, well, I don't know if he's still Marvel's editor-in-chief, but he's been editor-in-chief at Marvel. He's been a big part of Marvel in their storylines, especially Spider-Man and Avengers, for years. So Quesada, he's not. If you put him in the paperback test, he's going to be on the other chart. So, yeah. So they're saying that they broke up. She got with her ex, who was apparently a white guy, maybe. I don't know. The story is not gonna, I think you need to have, when you try to do stories like this, you need to have, you need to have people in the room to go, I don't know if this is the right way, or maybe this is the right way. We're in an America right now that a lot of, I'm just going to come out and say, a lot of assholes go crazy for stuff like this. And one of the things I wanted to talk about today was the Ironheart series. I don't want to hear a damn word out of anybody's mouth about that show. I don't even want, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to try to review it timely. Try to. I still got other things on my plate, but I'm going to try to. I think it's going to be a 3-episode season premiere. I don't want to hear anybody say a damn thing about that show being bad, or going, you're replacing Iron Man with the, shut your ass up. Because in the book, she was not a replacement. She was already smart. She has her own backstory. She has her backstory now. I understand now why she was the character chosen for Wakanda Forever, because Ryan Coogler said, well, if I'm going to be producing the Ironheart series, let's introduce this character now, because I even admitted in my Wakanda Forever review, you could have picked any character. I'm too late. It's already been said. Of course, it's already been said, and I bet it's being said by, I was gonna say palm colored people. I either call them palm colored people or male sapiens, but they're white folks. Let's just be real. They're already saying, "Oh man, this is trash." Bet this is trash, and it reminds me of the Marvels. You have a director who I wish I remembered her name. I'm not good at. I have too much information that I have to remember on tons of things, which includes lawnmower repair. Apparently, that's a little glimpse into my life. Had to repair the blade on my. The lawnmower's not new, but I had to repair the blade on my lawnmower. So, got a lot of things up here, but if you give me 2 seconds, I like to give people. I like to give people their due. The Marvels, directed by, you guys can tell me who directed, Nia DaCosta. Again, anime is the thing. Anyone who's between the age of 30 to 45, if you work in the arts, you're probably influenced by anime. So, a lot of anime inspiration in that movie. And folks didn't even watch the damn movie. They're just like, oh, it's trash. You got this Middle Eastern girl, Pakistani girl, you got this black girl, you got this white. We hate you, Brie Larson. We hate your face. This movie trash. Only thing I'll give you is that the villain is boring. The villain is boring. I'll give you that. But any scene with those three is great. And then it comes out on Disney Plus, and people go, "Wait a minute! Oh, this movie wasn't bad. Why did everyone say it's bad? Because there are women and black people and non-black people of color in this movie. It's the same shit going on with Ironheart. Only difference is, oh, she's trying to replace Iron Man. Man, we're just forgetting that Robert Downey Jr. was put before Endgame happened and he was killed off. He was like, "Yeah, no, we need Riri Williams in the MCU. I need her because I like that character." Before they went, "Oh man, you have a daughter," which I don't know why. And not to talk shit about the Russos. Great job, Russos, right? But I don't know why you would go on and introduce a character like that. I believe her name's Morgan. I don't know why you introduce a character like that and you're not gonna do shit. It's just like with Shane Black, Iron Man 3. You have the little kid. Now, yeah, at the end of the movie when he dies and you say, "Oh man, that's the boy from Iron Man 3. He sure did grow up. Man, we're getting old. He's not doing anything." Didn't even try to make that kid Nathaniel Richards. It's like, just you're introducing characters when there's a open library of hundreds upon thousands upon millions upon thousands technically of characters. So yeah, no, same thing's gonna happen to this show. People are gonna go, "It sucks," and you're not even gonna watch it. You haven't even seen it. "Oh no, it's garbage." "Oh yeah, we're gonna downvote it because everybody cares about ratings now. We're gonna downvote it on anything you can rate it on." But meanwhile, we did it, boys. We got a white Black Panther because this shit makes tons of sense, right? That he can fight for the throne. Let's say, because if this is correct, what I read here, let's say that it's the issue of T'Challa not the T'Challa's not your, he's not your stepfather, he's the father that stepped up, right? Let's say that's true for this. Then there should still, like, in story, there will be some type of like pushback, like, well, he's not technically your blood, but he is my son. But he's not your blood though. Like, that's the only reason why your cousin has been able to fight, at least in the MCU. I don't know if how much integration they've done, but that's the only reason why. Hell, that's the only reason why Shuri was the Black Panther after T'Challa, because T'Challa went missing or was exiled. I forget which one. Both have happened, and she took the mantle. It's been her, and for a while everyone was, I remember that because everyone was wondering, what is it, like, who's the lady that's Black Panther? Is it Storm? And you see the art with Storm in the costume, blah 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 blah. I just can't believe Joe Quesada decided he not only did It's just tone deaf. It's tone deaf as hell. Just like people who use the N word, they don't realize that you don't have to. Non-black people who use it don't realize you don't have to use it to recant a story or blah 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 blah. Like they said, this book is to say some point in the near future of 616, the main Marvel Comics universe, that's gonna happen. It's just like there's another book. I think the series is like this is the end. It shows how Deadpool dies because he's effectively immortal, and himself because his daughter is dying. He's like, I don't want to live without her. And then there's one with Old Man Miles, where he goes. I don't know why people like watching or like reading books where this is how this character is gonna perish, but whatever. I've gone on a slight tangent, but we've done the White Panther thing before. There's American Panther with Hate Monger. There's Kevin Cole. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna look even further. Who else has been Black Panther? So much easier to do it on the phone than do it on a computer beside you. I don't know why. Marvel on July 22nd, 2022. That's a very specific time. Everyone that's been, I don't even care about the people that came before. We're talking about people in the past. And thank you for showing this. Anybody remember a Marvel cartoon movie called Next Avengers, where it's like Ultron took over, killed everybody except for Tony Stark, and the Hulk like ran away? Yeah, you remember that? They made a second movie, and he has a Storm and Black Panther have a son named Azari. There's also, hold on, because I know I'm not, I feel like the story's called Children of the Atom. I want to make sure. It was an X-Men story no, not those guys. That was a group of vigilantes. Hold on. T'Challa and Storm's children. They have a son named Azari, and some stories they have a daughter called Zalika. You give me a chance, and I'm gonna find this. But yeah, Azari from Next Avengers. You want to be like, yeah, we just want to see the future and see the next Black Panther. Could have just did Azari because they actually picked that up in the comic. They make comic books of that, where all those pairings that some are kind of cringy, like Steve and Black Widow's kid, or they don't tell you who Thor's daughter. Her name's Thori. They don't tell you who her mother is. I assume Sif. Whatever. Let me see here. Sky Panther? Is that who I'm looking at? I think it was Sky Panther, but I know Azari for sure. I don't think it's Chimera. It is Chimera. My bad. It's Battle of the Atom. There was a storyline when Bendis had decided on the X-Men before we got into that horrible X-Men versus Inhumans storyline where the old X-Men, I mean the first ones, Baby Scott, Jean, Iceman, Angel, Beast, they are pulled from the past, brought to the future by present day Beast, who was still an a-hole at the time, on the cusp of villainy, but not full villainy, just full on blown out a-hole. And during that timeline, they're like, oh man, we don't know what to do. Then we get some X-Men showing up. One of them is like Zorn and a bunch of other people. Even Molly Hayes, who's a runaway, she's also a mutant. A bunch of people, they're going like, "Oh man, this bad stuff's happened. We're here to help you prevent it." And everybody's like, this seems spooky." And it turns out this Zorn is an evil gene. And then the real X-Men come, and one of those real X-Men is Chimera, who's the son of Storm and Black Panther. And funny enough, she can make like lightning panther claws. They almost look like Wolverine claws, right? Because now in the comics, Storm is paired up with Wolverine again after she is now the herald slash emissary of eternity. She is now called the Eternal Storm, so she is beyond an Omega level mutant, but whatever. If you wanted to do the next Black Panther, it didn't have to be a white dude just for you to be, oh, shock. Ooh, could have picked Azari or Chimera, alternate Azari, and they still have that fight. And when you pull off, people go, "Oh snap! Is this character from this comic?" I thought they dropped that because the sacred timeline gets split all the time when it comes to all this Marvel stuff. Figured they would do that. I'm tired of shock value bullshit. Just like, I'm plugging my Instagram again. Just like hearing a story where a white woman says the N-word, and the shock of it is that the black guy she's doing a line read with is also like, "Oh my God, what? I'm shocked that you said that. You could do things so much better." At this point, we don't even give a shit about the shock. It's you're tone deaf. And stories, or should I say media like comic book, video games, those things have always had a political undertone in it. Things that go on today definitely affect those things. That's why when you get like Captain, some idiotic idea like Captain Israel, that's why people go like, "Oh, what are you doing? That is very tone deaf. Why would you put that in Captain America 2 Captain America Brave New World?" Oh man, now we gotta, also another movie I got a trinket from. Oh, now we gotta do reshoots because we were tone deaf. Oh man. Man, like me and Vincent talked about earlier, I sincerely pray that Ryan Gosling thing is just a rumor. And Marvel, or should I say, Kevin Feige is smart enough to not don't even talk about it, because now you're seeing how this whole Kemeta Katamari. It's okay. So Black, Kaizoku, it sounds fake. Even I don't know if one of my wrestling buddies, funny enough, from high school and grade school, he has shared the story, and I even told I had said underneath his post, this is more than likely fake. Just because of the comic he was talking about. Yeah, I think that's fake. Like the whole Ryan Gosling thing, like I heard Ryan Gosling's being tapped to be Nova, because you need a young face. Like dudes, I don't know, Ryan Gosling's 40, 50. People in their 40s and 50s. Well, 40s are young. 50s, you're not young, but you're not old. You can still do things. Like, let's just be honest. Let's not be ageist here. But he was tapped to be Nova because he could be Richard Rider, not Sam. Is it Sam Alexander? I believe Sam Alexander, which is the young one, the Latino one. So, yeah, I think Ryan Gosling is probably going to be Nova, but that story is more than likely fake. But the fact that I have to address this because of audacity and tone deafness. Again, no King's Day. There are people out there protesting. There have been people protesting literally. Actually, been people protesting in January, but the protests have ramped up this week and last week because of the BS that's going on. You got like Marvel. It's all connected. You all heard about idiots talking about it's an MCU and it's all woke. And I need to rant for a minute. I'm getting sick and tired of bigots and racists taking terms like woke, diversity, inclusion, and equity. And what's the other big one? And now, black fatigue. I'm tired of people, bigots and racists, taking these terms and then making them into something derogatory and bad. Sick of that shit. Just throwing that out there. So you hear all of this fake outrage and backlash. Yeah, bro. So actually, because I am, again, I like to do due diligence. Black fatigue was actually a term first coined by writer Mary Frances Winters of her book. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you know about the book? You said that? That's a new one. Yeah, no. White people are starting to, racist white people, by the way, are starting to co-opt that phrase because Black Fatigue is a book by Mary Frances Winters called Black Fatigue, How Racism Erodes the Mind, Body, and Spirit. And it's directed towards it. That book is for us, talking about how when we are faced with racism and we're faced with all these things and we see all these things and these things happen to us, our friends, even strangers, but people who look like us, how it does affect your mind, your body, and your spirit. And it is a book talking about how we navigate through that. Well, some white person that's tired of seeing black people, or maybe they saw the Super Bowl halftime show, Black guys are cool. I got to share with you that reel that a friend shared with me on how white people saw the halftime show. They see that and like, oh man, I am tired of seeing these black folks. I'm tired of hearing y'all whine. I apologize to those who don't like cursing. And my mom watches these too and sometimes listen live. So I apologize, Mom. The fuck? Who the fuck are you to say that you are tired? Oh man, I'm so tired about you guys talking about the struggles, that everything that's being put upon you by us, that I could not give a shit. So I'm gonna be tone deaf. That is if I were Black Pee Wee Herman, that is the hidden word of the day. Scream whenever you hear me say tone deaf. How can you be so tone deaf? It is a new one, but it is one. Just co-op it. Just God. Just So all those people are complaining about MCU. Look, man, I know the writing for a lot of this stuff has been subpar. Ant-Man 3. It's subpar. Really great premise, subpar. Love and Thunder. I got a friend that really loves it, but I'm gonna be honest, the writing was subpar. So much got cut out that didn't need to be cut out. Subpar. We get on the right tracks, but then people still go, oh man, MCU. She-Hulk. Why is She-Hulk doing and acting like that? She-Hulk was Deadpool before Deadpool was Deadpool. That's what She-Hulk does. In her 80s comics, I think all the way up until her run in 93, that's what she was doing. She breaks the fourth wall. Her comics weren't exactly super serious. That's what she's done. And you can hear me say a lot of these things in my She-Hulk review. It's on my channel. I believe I have it in a playlist. You should watch that. Watch that today. Or listen to it in the background. Listen to my wonderful dose of tones. But with all those people who are mad at that and mad at Kamala, not Kamala, Kamala Khan, those are two different names, who they're like, oh man, she's an X-Men. She was always supposed to be an X-Men. She was, and I feel bad for like the X-Men community, because there are people that are like, man, they're giving a lot of hype to her, but there's other characters who are X-Men that need to shine. And unfortunately, it's being lost in the shuffle of bad, again, we use this word bad actors, but it's being lost in the shuffle of people who just don't like it just because it is a brown girl. So I recognize legit criticisms, but sometimes some people try to sneak behind those legit criticisms, just like bad actors out in the world with protests, and try to just bogart it. And then back to my Marvels thing. So the White Panther, this direct, you see where I've bridged the gap between that and Ironheart, and it is so funny. Iron Man is literally the first MCU movie. So when you have a character Riri Williams, whose character is more or less inspired by him, right? Why wouldn't they want to do like some homage shots? Not copying, because now these idiotic, illiterate, crybaby ass bitches have forgotten what an homage is or a callback. No, you all were okay with it when you have Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight, where I don't even want to call those, like, those are callbacks. Callbacks and homages are basically the same thing, but in the same damn movie, you know, Rachel gives him a speech and then he goes, "Isn't that who I am?" But Bruce? Oh man, that tired formula of those movies where he just repeats the thing that someone else says to him. But you have a problem with the trailer that says, "Hey, this character is inspired by Iron Man. Remember where he punched the car to grab it to make sure no one got hurt?" Callback to that. Remember the callback to the putting on the suit? That stuff that looked really good still looks good today. I might actually watch Iron Man 1 after this. Now we're just brain dead. We don't like callbacks at all. Oh man. Oh, we're so sick of it. Then I'm going to say in front of Congress that we need to hear the opinion of white people who were a part of Tulsa. I'm trying to limit myself on F-bombs. I apologize. Are you fucking kidding me? We need to hear the opinion of people from what opinion would they have besides, they found an excuse to murder a whole literal town of black people. Go into the homes of these affluent black folks, steal family heirlooms, jewelry, money, and they couldn't get it back. They couldn't have people watched all their stuff gone and could not get it back. I guess we should listen to the white people who decided to bulldoze Seneca Village to make it Central Park too, right? Right. Sheesh. Yeah, guys, this one is a tad, if you notice, it's a tad bit political. I mean, I'm using one of my degrees though, political science. Yeah. Technically foreign policy, but it's why sometimes I blank on name. I'm gonna peel back the curtain on the creator here. Sometimes I do forget certain names, and I do look up things live. Even especially in my videos, I will forget names sometimes because there's a lot in here. Like sometimes I will forget dates, but I won't forget events or names. But if I remember enough, I can at least look it up so I can give the right information. I try to be transparent. I really do. And you know what? So hold on. I'm glad you brought that up, Vincent. Since, MCU and Marvel, oh man, y'all like to shake it up and like to do the shocking and real thing. Okay. All right, bruh. They did, was it Age of Ultron? The city coming out of the sky, which Age of Ultron is the MCU's Skypiea. If you know, you know. You did that, which is kind of a reflection of like stuff that happened in Bosnia, kind of what's going on in Ukraine. Time seems to be a circle, not a river, not a straight line, but a circle. I want to see when you do X-Men, because the Krakoa age in the comic books, where it got totally ransacked by bigots and destroyed. I want to see that happen. I want you to take inspiration from Seneca Village and from the Tulsa Massacre. Hell, this is where I give DC / Warner Bros. Kudos. You get 2 claps. Because at least in The Watchmen, that show, because I didn't have, actually still don't have Max, but I didn't have Max. But in that show, they said, we're going to take this incident. This show is around it. We're going to keep touching on it because this is an alternate version. This universe is an alternate version of history, but shit still happened. I challenge Marvel to do that. There's no way Kevin Feige is actually listening to this. Hey, Kevin Feige, if you listen to it, hey man, how you doing? Give me a job. I want to help you, right? I want to help make sure things connect and make sense, right? We can still listen to some of the, investors and your shareholders, but I can help things make sense. Hire me, bro. I challenge them to do that. I'm so annoyed. The only thing that makes me less annoyed and brings me joy is I see, oh Lord, Dominique, what is her name? Dominique Thorne, who's playing Riri Williams. I see her spreading her black girl joy to schools, technical schools who do engineering and stuff, and going, and there's not enough, first of all, there's not enough women in tech as it is, and there's certainly not enough black women in tech either. So I enjoy seeing that because, again, this is a show about an insanely smart character. It is crazy how they'll cheer for Kemeta, Ricola, whatever his name is. They'll cheer for that, but then it's like, oh, why is she instantly smart? No one asked, why is Reed Richards instantly smart? Why is Tony Stark instantly smart? So Riri Williams and Moon Girl, I can't remember Moon Girl's real name. They can't, there's more than one gene. No one asked why Hank, actually there's two Hanks, Hank Pym and Hank McCoy. Hank Aaron's a baseball player. Hank McCoy, why are they super smart? Which is funny because Hank McCoy's intelligence has nothing to do with his mutant powers. It's just he is a genius. No one asks when all these geniuses are geniuses because, well, the one dude's blue, but because they're white. Actually, I can't think of many female geniuses actually in Marvel who aren't black or women of color. Like Monica Rappaccini. You all probably don't know Monica Rappaccini, but if you played that very shitty Sony Marvel's Avengers game, she is the main antagonist in there. And she is part of AIM. I don't think she's part of Hydra. She might have worked with Hydra because AIM likes to use Hydra even though they're Nazis. She's part of Hydra. Very super intelligent character, Monica Rappaccini. Very super, super smart. But Rappaccini, I think would that make her Sicilian? She's a Sicilian or Italian, which technically is not Caucasian. That's not from the island of Caucasus. But you understand what I'm saying. Not a lot of super smart characters, but these characters who, you put them against the paper bag test, these characters who look not like you get questioned. And it's so annoying. I'm hoping the 3-episode premiere, those first episodes probably gonna be an hour. I still haven't watched Daredevil, not because I don't like Daredevil, just because I didn't have time. But I'm making a point of doing Ironheart because this Panther thing utterly pissed me off. Just completely pissed me off. What those of you who are in the chat, what do you all think about it? Like, do you think it's as tone deaf as I think it is? Like, seriously? And it's the only thing that is consistent about any of this is that they didn't, like, his name isn't T'Challa and he's white, right? So what a lot of people miss when it comes to mantles passing, like when a mantle's passed down, they're not that same character. Like, Sam Wilson's name isn't Steve Rogers. He's Sam Wilson. It's just the mantle passed down, and he is his own version of that character. Bucky Barnes. I'm gonna say Rogers. Damn it. Bucky Barnes. When he was Cap, he is not Steve Rogers. He's just his own version of it. Although Peter Parker does get it the worst. Like all his multiversal versions are all called Peter Parker or Pratik Parker. The only difference you get is like maybe a Gwen Stacy or a Miles Morales, the better Spider-Man. I said what I said. I said what I said. Miles Morales is a better Spider-Man. I love Peter. You totally agree. Thank you, Black High So Cool. Just it's tone deaf, bro. I don't. If you wanted to, and what is funny, Claw, who was an integral villain for Black Panther, I don't see like I think in the comics he got turned into pure sound because of ricocheting vibranium, like a total freak accident. I think he's still sound. You have like villains there to use. I mean, they killed him off in the MCU because we got to show how big and bad Killmonger is. I think that was a little bit of a waste, but of Andy Serkis, just a little bit. Let me do a water break real quick. Hold on, just drink some water too. By the way, please, it's good for you. Come on, I see 4 people, which one of them might be me. So it means 3. That means 2 of you. Like, what do you all like? What do you think about this? Like, do you see the connections I'm making here when it comes to like Ironheart and this new Panther? People lost their minds on Captain American TV show when it touched on how being Captain America and being Black in America be difficult, and that's insane. That's actually what made the show better. That's actually so. That's actually sorry, I had to say bless you. That's funny. That's actually one of the things that show. I already liked Bucky. Like his relationship with Sam was already funny and enjoyable, but that show made me like Sam even more because of the kind of ally he was. I think it was episode 3. It's episode 3 or 4 where like they're traveling and the police officer's like, "Hey man, you look suspicious." It's like, "We're good though." You see the white dude with the giant metal arm going, "Hey, we're just leaving. We're going here." And dude, he's like, "I ain't gonna show you no damn ID." "Oh, you should have just told us who you were. I shouldn't have to do that." All of the haters. Sorry, let's just stop calling them haters. All of the racists. They just came crawling out of those beds. It's so ham-fisted. I hate using the word hate. So I'm gonna say despise because I actually do despise. I despise when folks that look like me, they see that, and I'm pretty sure you know someone that's gone through that if you have not gone through that yourself, and they go, "Oh, it was just so ham-fisted." Are you trying to like get Mayo points? Is that what you're trying to do? Like, are you trying to get points with these people that just hate this stuff? Like, it's not ham-fisted. That's everyone talks about how I want my comic book shows to be realistic in a world where there's a purple people eater and a kid gets superpowers from a damn spider bite. Whatever, you want your shows to be real, but when we show real world instances, now it's a problem. Did you think like Sam Wilson being Captain America, did you think that would be an issue, especially if you're an actual comic book person and you know about Isaiah Bradley and Isaiah's son Josiah Bradley, Josiah X? Ooh, that redesign he got in the comics 2 years ago. Ooh, I hope Sam gets a third Cat movie, and I hope Josiah shows up because we've already seen Patriot. We've already seen the grandson. I feel like, what is his name? Hold on. Patriot, Marvel, Eli. There we go. Because it's Isaiah, Josiah, Eli. I already seen Eli. I need to see Eli daddy. We need to show his daddy. With he rocking the bald. He bald. He got that big old beard. I need to see him in Sam's second Cat movie. Felt like an attempt. Oh crap! It won't show up on here. Gotta refresh this. This felt like an attempt to stir up shit. In the words of Eric Bischoff, controversy does create cash, but what they thank you, and I can relate it to something else too, but what you're gonna get is an incident. Actually, no, I'm gonna bring that in right now. You'll get an incident like when Hydra Cap is a thing that happened in the comic books, and let's be clear, Hydra are Nazis. So when you have Steve Rogers, who I think his debut cover was him punching out Hitler, which is funny. Little fun fact about that cover. The guys who did the cover and did the issue, they got death threats for seeing Cap punch Hitler because KKK, the triple K, they sent them death threats. And at the time, America was not in WW2 yet. Shortly thereafter, America did join because, Pearl Harbor. But fun fact about that. Controversy. When you make Cap part of Hydra, a Nazi group, and when Chris Evans himself, there is a picture of him looking at the book, because at the end of the book is Cap with this guy who's kidnapped going, "Hail Hydra." And Chris Evans' face was, ew. Wait, because the lights hit. Ew. That face says it all. And that's exactly, I said ew too. So is it a clone or is he mind controlled? And they said, well, you got to follow the story, guys. And the most contrived thing of it was, oh, it's a clone that the Cube made. And it's a clone that the Cube made. And our Cap was actually whisked away somewhere, but he shows up and fights this Cap. I think he uses Mjolnir. I think he uses Mjolnir in that issue too. It's very tone deaf. Tone deaf people being upset about black main characters or female mains. The reason why Star Wars Outlaws are attacked. So, was that the video game? Was that the video game Outlaws? Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna try to use the computer to my side here. So I heard, because I follow Angry Joe when it comes to video games, and they played it through. They said no, the characters were okay. It's just they had issues with the actual game. So more to your point, because it was a woman, they're going ugh. They're going woke, so you're gonna go broke. Star Wars could churn out 2 more bad movies and actually still be okay, as long as they don't spend over $100 million, but kind of sort of be okay, right? Actually looking at the ratings on Steam, it's a 7 out of 10. PlayStation's 3.8 out of 5. That's pretty decent. Again, decent game, but to your point, Vincent, those people, the misogynist, the biggest, they're going, ew, woman, stinky, poopy, ew. I don't want to get cooties by touching my controller. If you play something and then you genuinely don't like it, fine. Or if you look at something and go, well, this doesn't interest me, and that's actually okay. If you look, Chadwick Boseman's the only reason I like Black Panther right now. I never liked the comic character Black Panther. I followed it, duh. But, he wasn't like my favorite black character in Marvel. Luke Cage is and was, mostly because him and I share a first name. But he was down to the ground. He's from Chicago. Down to the ground guy. Took care of things in the neighborhood. I like that. I don't really, can't really connect with the Nigerian prince too much. I know he's not Nigerian, Wakandan, but still, I like that over the years since 2016, they have made T'Challa more relatable for the people, for the culture, right? Controversy. And going back to that thing, making Hydra Cap, I feel like this book is going to get the same treatment. And the only thing that saves them, by the way, make sure you thumbs up the stream here it helps out. It really does help out. Make sure you thumbs it up. The only thing that saves them from this is that it is a Marvel Knight story and it takes place somewhere in the distant future, quote unquote. There's been so many distant futures. I told you about Kemeta and Azari. There's been so many distant futures. This is just another, for me, you should have just called it What If. For me, it should have just been called a What If issue. You know, you all love cross promotional stuff all the time. You know, we took What If, made it into a Disney Plus show, which, by the way, What If isn't actually all that bad. Still got to finish that last season, but What If is not all that bad. Just saying. But you could have just called this a What If. Instead of making a Marvel Knights joke was stated, you could have just made it a What If story. What if the future of Black Panther? Here's what can happen. And you do the whole Watcher thing because everybody likes Jeffrey Rush. Not Jeffrey Rush. Jeffrey Rush is Pirates of the Caribbean. What is his name? Who plays Gordon on the Batman? Jeffrey Wright. Thank you guys. You guys could have told me that. Everyone likes Jeffrey Wright. Could have just said, yeah, we'll have the Watcher. There's a little story that could happen. Ooh, I got a big bald head. Very tone deaf. Insane. I don't think it's gonna make a lot of money. And Kevin Feige, sir, you're probably not watching this. I hope you're watching it, but you're probably not watching it. Sir, please hire me. Do not do that Ryan Gosling thing. As a matter of fact, fan cast Black Panther. I can't remember this guy's name. People were fan casting Black Panther. Of course they not Will Smith. Damson Idris. I would love if John Boyega was given a chance to be Black Panther. I haven't seen all of Woman King, but the stuff I've seen of him in it, he did a pretty good job of that. And honestly, oh, you agree, Black Isaac Cook? Thank you. Honestly, Disney, you owe John Boyega one because you let Ryan or Rian Johnson screw him over in Star Wars completely. Damon Idris, he could be, oh wow, 33 years old. Man, it's so weird to be older than some of these people. The guy from Snowfall, he could. Damn incels. Yeah, incels are annoying. Aldous Hodges. Hold on, let me take a look. Let me take a look here. All this Hagen dog. That brother. Yep. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do this because I have another phone here. Just in case people are too lazy to, swipe myself out the way. This brother here could be T'Challa. All he needs to do is do a voice. You do not have to do exactly what Chadwick had done. But if you make it great, I might still like the Black Panther. I still might like T'Challa. He has that look, though. Yeah, he has that look. Yeah, Aldous or Deimos, but I think you need to... Actually, Aldous... Well, no, he's not bald. I don't want to put no bald cap on him. Damn, that brother's 1 year older than me? No, he about to be 39. Wow. Young. See what I tell y'all? 31 people in their 30s or 40s or early 50s. But yeah, we definitely need to... Y'all need to put... Because what... Actually, I shared this with some friends on Instagram. Someone had asked John Boyega, hey, would you play Bishop in the MCU. He's like, I would love to play Bishop. If you don't have John Boyega play Black Panther, do not have him be a side character. If you don't have him play Black Panther, have him be Bishop. He said he would want to be Bishop. So, no offense, Method Man, because Method Man wanted to be Bishop, and he did a cosplay, which looked really good. No offense, Meth. I think John Boyega should do it. And it's funny, another fun fact, the character Bishop was initially supposed to be Filipino. The creator of him is Filipino. But Marvel said, hey, we don't have any black mutants. Would you mind making him black? And so he said, no, there's Afro Filipino people. So Bishop is Afro Filipino. At body armor break. John Boyega, if he's not Black Panther, if he's not T'Challa, he need to be Bishop. Period. And when you start the X-Men up, because you're doing Doomsday is more than likely the incursion happening. By the way, this is me guessing. So I want Kevin Feige to see this, but I kind of don't want him to see this. I think what's going to happen in Doomsday, two different Earths. I think there's going to be Avengers already on the universe that Monica Rambeau landed on with Binary, or they're going to fight our people that we know, clash. Gonna be those new Avengers. They're gonna clash. The incursion's gonna happen. You're gonna get, MF Doom. I'm sorry, Robert Downey Jr. Doom. He's gonna show up. Gonna have his evil people. He gonna win. He gonna be like, I did this for everyone. I did this for the great everybody. And then Kang is gonna rip his head off. It's gonna be Jonathan Majors, and he's gonna be like, did you miss me? And I'm gonna be like, yes, brother, yes. And then that's when you get the second movie. You get Secret Wars. I digress. I think that's gonna happen. I digress, though. John Boyega, Bishop, or T'Challa. It is insane, man. I love the fact that all of the things I'm talking about, all weave together. Just a weave. It is a woven weave together. Being appalled by the tone deafness of Gosling Black Panther. That's what I'm gonna call this dude. Gosling Panther, whose mom is still black, which I don't think you guys understand genetics. Whatever. What? How would they bring T'Challa back in story? Oh, so what ends up happening in Secret Wars, because they're going to do a little bit of the original from the 80s and then the one that came out in 2016, the second Secret Wars. All is going to happen. So the world's going to combine together. Doom, whether it is Robert Downey Jr. Doom or the Doom that's going to be in the main universe, Doom comes literally in order to save everyone from dying in the universes that collide. He just makes Battle World, and he combines all of this stuff together, and it alters reality. Like, you will see Sheriff Strange, who works for him, or the Thor Corps, which are literally his policemen of Thors throughout the multiverse. Yeah, it's Battle World. Yep, he gonna just all the people together. Is gonna be different places. There was the Spider-Man one, which was crazy. And all that's gonna happen is that I guarantee maybe Letitia Wright's bald head itself, maybe she will remember, or maybe M'Baku will remember. I personally think Winston Duke should just be an alternate world T'Challa and just make him Black Panther if you're not gonna make a new person. But the worlds will come together, and somebody will remember, well, my T'Challa died. You're not my T'Challa, but the T'Challa's gonna be, well, I might not be your T'Challa, but you are my sister, whatever. By the way, bring Queen Ramonda back. All right. Bring Angela Bassett back. Stop playing. Bring her back. Give her a damn award. Stupid Jamie Lee Curtis didn't deserve that award. Anyway, I watched Star Wars to see John Boyega with that lightsaber. And you hate Star Wars. Oh, that hurts. I like Star Wars because it's literally it's a fantasy. It's fantasy. It's wizards and knights, space knights. It's literally what it is. He looked cool holding that lightsaber, and I think he was promised, because he said this several times. He was promised that there would be a relationship between his character with Rey, which is why even when Oscar Isaac was like, ship Finn and Poe together, he's like, nah, bro. Like, I'm not against y'all shippings, but nah, bro. I was promised her. Now y'all trying to put her with Kylo, which which was, seeing them kiss was so weird, so weird. It felt forced. It's like cousins kissing. Looks so weird. But I digress. John Boyega did look very damn cool. And again, everything is connected in the Shane-verse. John Boyega was, y'all. I did when that movie when that trailer came out. I did do my best to block out that negative stuff. But that, like he said, y'all are mad that in a fictional world that a black dude can be a stormtrooper. I notice no one says anything about Samuel L. Jackson, because Samuel L. Jackson is one of my favorite actors, not because he says motherfucker all the time, but because he will go into like forums and Reddit, sees what people say, and he will just respond. Like when they say, "Man, Samuel L. Jackson, you suck. Why is he Nick Fury?" He'd go, well, "What about me being Nick Fury really sucks? Talk to me." And he will try to have a conversation, and folks just back down. Mr. Jackson, if you haven't been listening to this, I would love to have a conversation with you, being several iconic characters, not just your villain work. Your villain work is great. Django, I haven't seen the movie all the way through, but your villain work is great. Why did you get eaten by a shark? Ain't get eaten by a raptor. That's really sad. But Mace Windu, I actually think I have his lightsaber somewhere, but the middle part is middle chamber is blacked out. I need to save money and buy me a lightsaber, legitimately. But yeah, no, you all don't say anything about Sam Jackson because you know better. But you're mad at there being like, if the rumors are true and they do go forward with, because they're trying to do a Rey trilogy. If they go forward with the Rey trilogy, you better give John Boyega a huge sack of money. It better be enough to fill two pools, two Olympic sized pools. Give him so much money, beg him to come back, and you fix that shit. Cause that man did not deserve what he got. Pardon me. I got the fan on because I'm warm. Fan makes my allergies act up sometimes. But all of it's connected. All of this is connected. I'm not trying to keep y'all here too long. Anybody else want to say something on this topic? Because I do want to talk about Marvel Tōkon fighting souls, which it can weave into here because I'm talking about John Boyega being Bishop. I like Cable and MVC too. I need Bishop to show up in Marvel Tōkon, which part of me, in these versus games, and even though this is like a Marvel versus game, you run the risk of having too many X-Men, because let's just put it all out on the table. The three breadwinners of Marvel are Spider-Man, X-Men, y'all not gonna believe me, Incredible Hulk. That's why those three properties got sold off in terms of movies. That's why I went to Universal for Hulk, which I think they got the Hulk rights back, but Universal for Hulk, Sony for Spider-Man, and Fox for X-Men. And those are the three. Now, if you want to say Wolverine, there was a huge Wolverine push because anti-heroes and bad boys were like all the rage in the mid 90s to the 2000s. Again, don't forget to like the stream, hit that thumbs up button. It helps. Definitely need it. Even though bad boys were all the rage, the X-Men as a whole, And it warms my heart. One of the things that it just a slight tangent. It warms my heart that as I got older, I realized I said, wait a minute, I identify more with Cyclops. Like if you take out all that love triangle bullshit, you take out that because he's at his best. Jean is not even the best partner for him. Legitimately, the best partner for him is Emma Frost. Hell, there was a hint in a issue where him and Psylocke, when Betsy Braddock, who was in that body at the time, they kind of had like a little thing going on. I would love to see them explore that. But as I got older, I realized, oh man, Cyclops is actually that dude. And it's funny because in one of the newer issues, I think it was issue 3 of X-Men, from Return from the Ashes, Cyclops gives a speech to, I guess, I won't call him the Avatar, but the representative of the American government to the mutants. And like, oh, you attacked this facility. He's like, no, I didn't. You took one of ours, so I went and got it. And then dude was like, when all the stuff hell was breaking loose, because Cyclops sent a new team of the Hellions to destroy all the ONE Sentinel factories. And he said, you guys let them do whatever because they took Charles for you, but they started kidnapping mutants. They took one of mine. Now you can kill me if you want to, but I have put things in place that if I die, the United States will crumble. And when there's when it's crumbling, your foreign allies are going to start putting people here, just kind of like how you put people in other countries and occupy. And as soon as them coming to help is going to start coming in occupation. And you don't want that. And he's like, you're bluffing. He's like, bro, my wife is the Phoenix. If you kill me, she's going to come down and burn it all up anyway. So do what you want. Love Cyclops. Literally that dude. Most of the people who don't like him, they think of that Jean Grey, Wolverine, love triangle bullshit. Cyclops is the X-Men. Where the Avengers big 3 are Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. Let's give a shout out to Hulk. It should be big 4, but their big 3 are those 3. The mutants / X-Men's big 3 are Cyclops, Storm, and Magneto. Period. That is their big 3. No, it's not Charles, because Charles is manipulative. He was perfect on Jean Grey too, but he's been horrible throughout all time in history. But those are the big 3. And with all 3 of those characters, you can find something to identify with. Love Cyclops. Cyclops talks his shit. Cyclops also, he does not, when it comes to talking about, because technically, being a mutant is not the same as being a human, but when there are mutants of color, he steps back and lets, because he can't he cannot say, well, my struggle is the same. It's not the same. I love that about this character. And it's very poignant for a 2025, a post 2020 world. Very poignant to have a character like that be like that. I'm hoping he shows up in Tōkon. But yes, X-Men are a big part. You try not to do oops all X-Men, just like in the Capcom games when they go oops, it's all Street Fighter. You have other properties outside of Street Fighter. You can do other characters. I'm hoping in this Marvel Tōkon game I get Bishop. You gotta do Cyclops. Like, look at Marvel Rivals. Let's count how many X-Men are in there. There's Emma, there's Magic, there's Wolverine. Total X-Men characters you think they should have on release. So here's what's sad. On release, because it's 4-on-4, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. On release, it should be 32 characters. What's half of 32, you all? Carry the 1, 2, 1, 12. Half of 32, 16. 16 might be a bit much early on. I think early on, at least 8. So you can have 2 to 3 different teams of X-Men. So first outing, 8. 8. But as you make more characters, it should at least be 16. 16 characters connected to X-Men. Actual X-Men, 8 to 12, right? I'm so happy they put Magic in Marvel Rivals, which I need to play that game. I've downloaded it and I've updated it. I need to play that game. I'm actually about to delete stuff so I can play that game. I want Emma Frost because middle finger to Jean Grey. Emma, Cyclops. You know Gambit's going to be there. You know Wolverine's going to be there. You already have Storm. Juggernaut has to be a character. He kind of counts as the X-Men because he is X-Men. Magneto has to be there. Happy Pride Month. The gays love Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch has to be there. That's already 8 characters right there. Literally already 8 characters. If they made Juggernaut Potemkin, like I'm already saving up to get that Juggernaut figure that I saw. Well, not Juggernaut. It's actually Shuma. They changed Shuma's name, but Shuma. But I want that Juggernaut figure too. If Juggernaut fights like Potemkin, because I think I watched a video where Maximilian was talking about the characters aren't going to play the same as Marvel as he believes. I don't know if he got to play it because, you know, him and his people get special behind the scenes. They got to play some of the games, some of the games fast. This is me being child and petty. But they probably won't play the same. But I would love if Juggernaut was like Potemkin instead of like, smash, head smash. I would enjoy that a lot. 8, though. I just named 8 characters right there, including the Storm we already have. Oh wow, I didn't say Rogue. Rogue will probably be DLC. You will make money off of Rogue. Rogue will be in that game too. But Bishop and Cable. Bishop needs to be in there. What'll be funny is if I get Luke Cage. How would they make Luke Cage work though? I feel like Luke Cage would just kind of be like, if they don't give Juggernaut super armor, they can give him super armor. Cause I ain't gonna lie, you know, happy Juneteenth. I would love to make an all black Marvel Tōkon team where you got like, oh wait a minute, there's an all black team called the Crew. The Crew. I could just make the Crew. Luke Cage, Storm, Misty Knight, and who else was on there? There's Brother Voodoo. They probably won't put Brother Voodoo in the game because because Doctor Strange is right there. Like that probably won't happen. Where's the Crew? Marvel. I have to show you all this. Like Black Panther and the Crew. Like legit. That's Misty Knight, Black Panther, Brother Voodoo, Luke Cage, Storm. They probably won't put Brother Voodoo in the game. I can see Luke Cage. Oh damn, Kevin Cole, the White Tiger one, was in there. That's a real X-Men team. No, but oh damn, I forgot about War Machine. Do you think they'll put War Machine in the game? They already got Iron Man. Yeah, they would. War Machine will play completely different. He will be heavier, much heavier. A real X-Men team. Funny enough, a real X-Men team right now is like Magic, Juggernaut, Cyclops, Psylocke. Psylocke's going to be in the game. Quentin Quire, Oil, who has fire and ice. She's basically Todoroki before Todoroki. Am I missing anybody? Magneto is there, but he's in a chair because he's having issues with his powers because of resurrecting. But there's Magneto and there's Beast. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm leaning on they might just pick the X-Men 97 people. I hope they do more than that because again, Magic and Colossus, and there's so many characters to pick. But then this is Marvel. This game, if they support this, was this 2025? Does this game come out in 2020? It comes out in 2026. If they support this game until 2030, 2031, Dormammu and Strange, I feel like you have to have both of them in the game just because you have a villain representation and you'll have Doctor Strange representing Magic. You kind of have to have them both in that game. I don't know why you wouldn't, but you gotta have, like, there's so many damn characters, man. There's so many costumes, right? As long as they don't get greedy, they do need a balance of heroes and villains. Which is funny when you say that because Juggernaut's been a hero for like the last 10 years. He's also technically a villain too. Magneto's been a hero for past 12 to 15 years. He still technically is a villain. Same with Scarlet Witch. Not a big fan of her, but so Scarlet Witch. Dark Phoenix technically is a villain, but you do have to put the so wait, let's double back to what I was talking about an hour and 30 minutes ago about being tone deaf. Do you think they put a Red Skull in this game? Do you think Johann Schmidt is gonna be a character? He's in Marvel Snap. Funny thing about him is his ability in Marvel Snap is he's a 5 cost, 14 power, very strong. But by the way, your opponents, all their cards get +2. Now there's a way of getting rid of that, but still, do you think they put him in there and he gets his German accent? I can't do a good German accent, but he gets a German accent. Oh, I would get you. Yeah. They would have to completely change him to fit the game. Not really. Think of Third Strike, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I could imagine him playing like Q. Remember, he's also a super soldier, so he can just do. They can do a mixture of like Wesker and Q. Just have him do rush-in kicks. I gotta remember this is also Arc System, so he can play like Valkenheim. He can play like Slayer. They can do quite a few things with him if they put him in here. But again, talking about tone deafness, do you put the allegory for Nazis in the game? Do you put him in there? I think you put MODOK in, but I don't think you put Red Skull in this game just because of optics. If you put Red Skull in, he needs to be like the last character. Yeah, you don't put him in there. You can put Onslaught. Right? You can put Onslaught. You can put MODOK. You need somebody for the Hulk to fight. You can put Abomination. Even though Abomination's also been a good guy. There's so many characters that flip. That's what I'm talking about, his character. Oh, yeah. 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 You definitely can't just... Yeah, you can't. If you put him in the game, it's going to be like the last season. You're like, all right, here. He's in there. All right, bye. You can't do it because you know the people. It's like what's happening right now with the White Panther shit. You put him in the game, you put him in the game while all of this stuff is still going on in the world. If this stuff is still going on, damn y'all, we have not gone past a year. It has not been a year into this current administration yet. Let that sink in. It has just been 6 months. This game comes out. There's no way you're putting Red Skull. I hope Arc System talks with someone from Marvel, and hopefully someone at Marvel who's in the games goes, how about we don't do him and we do somebody else? Funny enough, you can do Baron Zemo because Baron Zemo in the comics, I think, was he Hydra? I think he was Hydra, but because of MCU Baron Zemo, who's not part of Hydra, you can just be like, yeah, no, put Baron Zemo in it. People are going to forget. There's thousands of Marvel characters. There's thousands of obscure characters. And we're just talking about just the mainline universes. We haven't even gotten to like Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen. You know they're going to be in the game. Like, if not starting off, they're going to be DLC. Into the Spider-Verse money, baby. I need Doc Ock, by the way. Like, Marvel 3 was supposed to give me Doc Ock, and they didn't. I need Doc Ock. And you know, Japan loves tentacles. So, what's Shuma's new name? Gargantuan, Gargantini. Put him in the game, too, because y'all like tentacles over there. Kingpin would play like... Oh, he could be a grappler, too, with armor. There's so many... It's too many characters. You know what? Hold on. Let me see something here. Two Marvel villains. Up. So the first three that pop up are Norman Osborn, Red Skull, and Doctor Doom. Already got Doctor Doom, which again, Doctor Doom has also been a superhero. He's been a hero too. So it's blurry lines. There's Apocalypse, Bullseye, Loki, Ultron, Magneto, Galactus, but they won't put Galactus in here. I can see them putting his daughter Galactica in, since Marvel Rivals has been like, yeah, this character's real. Mr. Sinister, no. Kang, put Jonathan Majors in this game. Again, it's all connected on the stream. Put Jonathan Majors in Marvel Tōkon right now. That is just the surface level. There's also the Wrecking Crew, right? The Wrecking Crew with Wrecker, Thunderball. I don't remember the other characters, but they could do the Wrecking Crew. They could do Absorbing Man, who was also a Hulk villain. There's Mephisto. We already talked about Dormammu. Oh, and how can we almost forgot about the Purple People Eater, dude? Thanos. You know, the villain that, because of a movie, everybody thinks is the greatest villain of all time. Which, he's a great villain, yes. But hop off of the man's lap, please. Yeah, and we haven't talked about Venom. Oh, can you imagine how Venom's gonna look in that game? Venom. Hella. There's too many villains. So many villains. There's tons of heroes. Big head ass MODOK needs to be in there. The Lizard. Does Elektra count as a villain? I don't know. Elektra, Bullseye. I hope Hawkeye shows up in this game, please. Please let Hawkeye show up in this game. Play Marvel Rivals. I will. I updated it. No, MODOK needs to be in there. Stop hating on MODOK. I loved playing MODOK. He was fun and funny. MODOK needs to stay. And I hope he ends up being one of your favorite characters. No, he needs to stay in. And I will play Marvel Rivals. I gotta find a day where I just sit down and play video games for at least an hour. Oh yeah, there's Mojo. I don't know if Mojo will work. There's Null. I forgot. People love your Venom stuff. Null will have a giant sword. None of the Iron Man villains outside of Crimson Dynamo. There's a Nihilus. Rhino. There's a bunch. But we know, okay, I will tell you for sure 10 villains that will be in. Already named like X-Men people. I got a feeling Doc Ock will be in. Doc Ock, Venom, Nihilus just because of how he looks. MODOK because he is different. Because he's different. They like picking different looking characters. Thanos for sure. Now I'm about to just name characters that I want in there. Kang. I want Jonathan Majors in here. Loki will probably be in there somewhere. Can't have Thor without Loki. I would think Hela and what is her name? Agatha Harkness. Could they split the roster between verses like X-Men, Avengers, Spider-Verse, etc.? Probably. Like the one thing they got to keep into account is that there are certain characters that cross over. So like Doctor Doom is Fantastic Four villain, right? But he's also Spider-Man, Avengers. He's also a world villain. So your Doctor Doom, Kingpin, who is like he's shared between Spider-Man and Daredevil, right? Are they gonna put Moon Knight in this game? Oh, will I get a game with Moon Knight? I'm actually very excited now. Oh, Moon Knight would be good. So characters that kind of share. I can see we already got Doom, so I can see Kingpin. Who else is shared? I think those are like the big two that are shared. Punisher's gonna be in here. I just I just hope he's not like I hope he plays like Chris Redfield, but like in the Arc System way, because shotgun, AK-47, pistols, bazooka, Punisher van, stop resisting. That's probably what he's gonna do. And Thanos, yeah, Thanos is everybody problem. So Thanos, Kingpin, Doom, I guess Magneto. Those feel like the big four that are gonna be in the game for sure. Those feel like the big four villains that will be in. You do need to put Kang in though. Kang can be your annoying teleport in out character. I can see that. Ooh. Yeah, actually. I think they could put Carnage in there. Because remember, the way Venom usually moves is like swipes and punches. He can make that big Venom fang that we see in Marvel. I don't know if they would translate that here, but Carnage usually makes his arms into scythes and like stabby bits. So I can see Carnage being like a mid-range stabby character. I think he'll make it. They're gonna do like variety picks, and then they're gonna do like fan picks. Because look at that Marvel beat 'em up game, right? So that game has, oh goodness, I'm just gonna look it up because I know Storm's in there, Wolverine is in there. You have your obligatory X-Men, right? Marvel beat 'em up, Cosmic Invasion. Thank you. All right, so they have Phyla-Vell. Wow. So thinking about Marvel Rivals, thinking about this, you have your characters that make. Oh, you have your characters that make sense to have in. Oh goodness. One second, I had to change my aspect ratio. So Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America. You're gonna have your X-Men, so you pick Storm because Storm is the Piccolo. No one's gonna hate Storm. If you ever meet a person that says they hate Storm, they are probably a bad person. I said what I said. Storm, Wolverine. I don't know who else is in this game. I know She-Hulk's in there. They put Phyla-Vell in, who is that Phyla-Vell is like a, oh wow, hidden pick. Nova, maybe if Capcom was making it Red Skull, but you know what's funny? Because Marvel's hands on, but they've been kind of a little bit hands off. I still feel like Marvel would have said, "You got Wesker. Wesker is like Nazi enough. We don't need Red Skull." Nova is like in between because we saw him in MVC, but he is like a snap pick. So is Phyla-Vell. Then you have She-Hulk. Hulk will probably, I don't know if Hulk will show up. You got She-Hulk and Rocket Raccoon. In these type of games, they pick like your safe picks are like the big three Avengers: Spider-Man, Storm and Wolverine, Venom. So I think they're gonna do like safe. These characters are synonymous with us. Like I actually can flip this. Like look at this can here. In Tōkon, Peter Quill is in there. So they picked their Guardians person being Peter Quill as opposed to Rocket Raccoon, who is literally a mascot. And they have Kamala Khan. That is like a safe pick. That is like, oh, here's the character. You pick Mixed Marvel. They're probably going to pick Captain Marvel. They're going to get all of these other people that you all know, but we're going to throw some sneaky ones in there. Like I didn't expect Robbie Reyes. I didn't expect that Ghost Rider. And I was like, okay, that pick, Peter Quill pick, that's a whoa. Who else? Those are only two actually. So they have to have Iron Man, they have to have Cap, they have to have Spider Man, you have to have Storm. I don't care who you are, you have to have Doctor Doom. Just it, you gotta have Doctor Doom. It's like it's a given that Black Panther shows up. As long as he's T'Challa and not his white adoptive son, I think we'll be okay. Let me catch up. Let me catch myself up with the live. There we go. But yeah, Capcom is probably gonna do. So again, here's my, I guess you can call it tinfoil hat. I think, I think, I think that Capcom is going to do a Capcom versus game. Probably will be announced at the Game Awards this year. And it's going to look amazing. It's going to look great. It's not going to look realistic, but it's going to be a Capcom versus. If they don't announce Capcom versus SNK 3, I think they're going to do a Capcom versus game because that is the game that many people want. Part of me, because it's a versus game, part of me think they can announce and release that game alongside Street Fighter 6 because Street Fighter 6 does not play like a versus game. It's one-on-one and you're learning one character. You might have like, two characters in the pocket, but it's one-on-one. They'll probably do a Capcom versus game and maybe they'll start off with 2v2. I think, and that's the crazy part. We have 4v4 now. We all expect, well, people are expecting, Marvel 4 will be 4v4. I think they're MCUing this shit. And I've said this on my personal socials, on my Facebook. Those of you from my Facebook have probably seen me say this. They're going to MCU it where, all right, here's the Capcom side. They're doing Capcom versus. Some years go by, some time goes by. We've supported both games. And then 2032, Capcom presents. And I'm going to be at home. I'm going to flip my shit. That was a towel. I'm going to flip my shit. And the whole entire world is going to have a collective scream for joy. Not because something bad happened, but for joy. Where we see Ryu and we see Cyclops. And they shake hands. And it's going to be, they're going to reboot it. Marvel's Capcom will be a reboot. And I hope that they do it 4v4. It'd be funny if they did 5v5 though, because technically Marvel Infinite would be Marvel versus Capcom 4, but no. But it'd be very funny if they made a 5v5 game. That's way too many characters on the screen, but it needs to be more than 2v2 when they get to the crossover part. That's the only thing that. So this was interesting about Tōkon for me, Marvel Tōkon, is that since it is a Marvel versus game, the possibilities of characters showing up is endless. When it's a Marvel versus Capcom, Marvel versus Tatsunoko, Marvel versus Nintendo, you got to hit some notes. Like you got to do Cap, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Wolverine or Storm, and Doctor Doom. You have to do like your hits. That's 5 on a 6. They're not gonna do 16 characters on like a 28 to 32 character roster. Your spots will be filled up with, these are the characters people want to see. Okay, here's the new ones. Here's the bug out. Oh shit, you guys made that. I can see that. I can see it being a reboot because there's no way that Capcom and Marvel like release their fighting game collection and then they did the arcades, both of the arcades before that, and you have the Capcom devs talking about, I'm so excited for the future. Marvel Tōkon has been in the works at least in the last 7 years, because I remember there was a point where Marvel said, I think it was at least within the last 5 to 7 years. 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. Within the last 5 to 7 years, I say, because when that crappy Sony Marvel Avengers game did bad, Marvel said, "Hey, we're gonna go ahead and just focus on. We're just gonna license out everything. We'll let other people do it. We know that you guys like Marvel vs. Capcom and other stuff. We're looking into stuff." And that's probably what they went to Sony. Sony went to Arxis. Arxis said, "Hell yeah." And then they made it super anime. We got Gundam Iron Man. Gundam Man. Love that design for him. Part of me who I write and I do character designs, mostly in words, but me who I love a good character design, I am actually looking forward to seeing how these characters look in game. That's the part that excites me. Because the Spider-Man costume is like a cross between his Infinity War costume and the Ben Reilly costume, that the sensational Spider-Man. I should just pull this up right now. Spider-Man Tōkon. They're even, oh wow, I just saw a article from Game Rant comparing the costume design from the Marvel Rivals one, which, I mean, almost dropped this. That got the little Piccolo biceps, where the biceps change different, but that is what excites me. Seeing the web shooter and that design greatly reminds me of give me a second. I apologize. Reminds me of this suit here. It looks exactly like this. It looks just like that. Like I am the biggest nerd for hero costume designs. That's literally what that is. So my big brain goes, is that actually Peter or is that Ben Reilly? Because then Arc System could do the funniest thing, make that Spider-Man be Ben Reilly and come out with another Spider-Man, and then come out with Miles, and then come out with Gwen Stacy, because they're going to do Gwen Stacy. That would be so funny. Just don't be tone deaf. Please, just don't be tone deaf. I guess I'll ask you guys, what characters, name at least one or two characters you actually want to see show up in Tōkon in this versus game. It's one or two characters. I think Cyclops is going to show up, so I won't hope for him, but I hope Magic crosses over. I hope Emma Frost crosses over. They got to do Miles, right? It has to be Miles. Already had my, you need someone else outside of Doctor Doom. All right. See, I already know what Black Kaizoku's going to do. He's going to end up testing everybody's assists and be like, all right, I'm only playing Doom. This assist goes well with Luger. This assist allows me to swoop in. Iron Fist. Yeah. I feel bad because I forgot all about Iron Fist. Well, which Iron Fist? Do you think they're going to do the new Asian one, or do you think they're going to do Danny Rand? I can't wait to. I couldn't brush my hair earlier because my hair was still wet. You all probably looking at me like we don't give a shit, Shane. But yeah, either they might actually do the new Iron Fist, who used to be Swordmaster. Oh, because the new Iron Fist, who used to be Swordmaster, his fighting style is different from Danny Rand's. He's still the Iron Fist, but I don't know if he can do it in both fists. I think does he have shards of that blade in him? He might. The only difference is, one's a white dude, one's not a white dude. I really don't think there's any differences outside of that. I'm just gonna do a lot. Iron Fist new. I think that's the Iron Fist that's in Marvel Rivals. Yeah, no, he has shards of the blade of his giant sword that he had. That's like the ancestral blade of his inside his arm. This literally Black Kaizoku. This is the guy right here. This Reddit article says, "Does anyone actually care about the new Iron Fist?" That's actually really funny. I'm gonna drop this in my chat. I don't know. So many people are so annoyed because the character doesn't add. He has a new look though. I feel bad for Danny Rand. His whole main thing was punching and punching well. Very fun character too in MVC3. I like characters that don't. I like playing with characters that don't throw fireballs. I like command grabs. He also has that command grab. So let's see. I talked about Tōkon. I talked about what else? I talked about Tōkon. Talked about the stupid White Panther stuff, being tone deaf. Talked about my girl Ironheart. I encourage everybody to watch it. Honestly, I think based on the trailers I've seen, they're introducing the Hood, Parker Robbins, who was literally supposed to be like the anti Peter Parker. Like Peter Parker is this with great power comes great responsibility. This dude's I forget the tagline he had for when his Marvel Knight issue first came out. But hold on, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. Hold on. Parker Robbins. Parker Robbins also ended up getting a spirit of vengeance inside of him, which is actually funny. 2 seconds. The Hood. Not a real job. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. He had something that was like the opposite. With great power comes great responsibility. He's a thief. He's a fornicator. He's an adulterer. At the same time, he was a criminal that kind of had morals. His hood has the power. His power comes from Dormammu, and the more he uses that power, the more Dormammu has control over his body. He kind of turns into a demon. That's where that whole demon thing comes from. Marvel Snap. So I'm saying watch the Ironheart show because we're getting more magic, and it's an interesting premise of technology versus magic. And finally, that's the one thing that makes me sad about Thor is that they turn Thor into like science. Because on my world, magic is the same thing that you call technology. It is the same. You just don't understand it. No, just call it magic. Damn. Stop. Like, everything does not need to be grounded. I don't need every damn universe to be a Nolan film. Shit. Damn. Get on my nerves with that. They're finally leaning into the magic with Parker Robbins. So, also, Rhodey was supposed to get a movie. Was supposed to get a show that they turned into a movie. He was supposed to get Armor Wars. I don't know what's gonna happen with that because they've been canceling stuff left and right. Mostly because they hate DI. Ooh bad black man. Ooh bad show. They've canceled quite a bit of things. So, and that's happening across the board across different stuff. So They canceled it. Of course, they canceled that shit. Don Cheadle is one of the best actors they have, and you cancel his movie and show because of what's going on in the world today. I hope he shows up in Ironheart. Like, I hope he shows up, if not towards the middle, towards the end, gives her some type of inspiration. The suit looks way better than the Wakanda Forever suit. Thank God. That suit did not look like Ironheart to me. Okay, hold on here. And I said the next time I do a live, since this one's about Marvel, another board I got from my buddy, same buddy that got me the Akatsuki one. Look, you see how cool that is? Look how cool that is. I need to hang this up. I could never write on this. Damn, that show's canceled. I encourage you all to watch Ironheart. Do not listen to, in this day and age, don't listen to the discourse of people. Like, you have to question. If a person goes, well, you know, they do the thing with the girl power. If someone tells you that, just watch it for yourself, please. And then you decide. If you watch it and you go, it's not for me, that's fair. At the same time, I also feel like there's also people out there that will watch the first 5 minutes knowing damn well they want to hate it and just find one thing, go, I just couldn't finish it. It was so pretentious and so bad. I just couldn't do it. It's not that you couldn't do it, you just didn't want to. Just be real. The show's probably going to be good. Ryan Coogler's producing it. The trailer looked good. I'm going to watch it. I usually try to watch things in order. Nah, y'all piss me off with that White Panther stuff. I'm watching this first, and I'm making sure I get those reviews out. Cause, yeah. So let's see. We covered that. Hydra Cap bad. This bad. Tōkon good. Is there any other Marvel news that's come out? Captain America: Brave New World is on Disney Plus. I'm waiting for the Blu-ray release so I can pick that up. I don't think there's any other Marvel things I need to go over. It's just so coincidental that White Panther thing was last week. It's so funny. That came out. Triple Nose, also known as Triple H, firing Ron Killings. Tone deaf all across the board. And then the situation I had with the voice actor on Instagram. Follow my Instagram. Just click my face, go to my channel, follow my social medias. But all that stuff happening within a 2-week span is it drew me to come here and talk about this. Just to talk about what's going on. I was gonna talk about it anyway, but now I had more passion behind it. So next live, I promise I will talk about reboots and remakes. I would love if they had someone like Craven in game. You're behind, but that's actually pretty good. Craven would be good. Now let me type in here, refresh the live. There we go. Craven would actually be a fun character. I wonder if he would be like a you all know Vixen from DC? I wonder if he would be like Vixen. That's also another reason why WB, how do you mess up your games when you have such amazing characters in DC? Just what is next for me? I can announce some things that are next. I'm gonna finish the last 6 episodes of Don. That will all be done before July. I need to finish Rurouni Kenshin. I will definitely be doing Ironheart. I will definitely be doing Kinnikuman. July is movie heavy. I don't know if I'm gonna do Jurassic Park. I kind of want to. I have some type of morbid curiosity. I want to see how this works because they're taking stuff from the books now to put in here because that T-Rex scene looked really good, and I hope there's more scenes like that. But next month is also Superman, Snooperman, and Fantastic Four. I am looking forward to both of those movies. Fantastic Four looks amazing, and Superman looks like we're finally getting the real Superman. Just finally, that looks good. I like to see some Scarlet Spider-Man. I love it. Scarlet Spider-Man. We got that in Across the Spider-Verse, that second movie. So I think we'll get more of him in the third movie. Which is funny, they had to split the second movie up into two. I wonder if they're going to give us 4 movies with that. Because they're talking about bringing Miles to the MCU sooner than later. So we'll see. We will see. But yes, next time I do a live, I will definitely talk about reboots and remakes in anime. I've been pushing that one back, but news has been coming up. I will talk about it though, but the news has just been popping up. And it seems like you guys prefer to come on weekend or Saturday afternoons. Sunspot will be great. Oh, wow. That's a good pick. Granted, he's further back than I am, but that's a good pick. Sunspot's a really good pick. I can see him playing like a Nova. If they don't put Nova in, they probably will put Nova in, but Sunspot's a good pick. Again, I do think if you saw them on X-Men 97, they're probably going to show up. 100%. So, all right, y'all. It has been 2 hours, 6. It's around about that time. I hope you all have had a good time joining me. I appreciate you all being here. Make sure you thumbs up the live. There's a thumbs up buttons right there. I'll show you thumbs up button right there. Make sure you click. Yeah, that's wrestling. Thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you be notified of more lives like this. And make sure you stay tuned for more videos, stuff like that. I appreciate you all. Deeply appreciate you all. Please be good, be blessed. Please be safe out there, by the way. It's just, if you're going out there to protest and you're a great person, you're good, just, there's also other ways you can support. You don't actually, not just going out to protest, there's other things you can do, but just make sure you're keeping yourself safe. All right. Stay safe out there. Stay masked up. All right. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Either way it goes. Please don't be a jerk. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate that. Reach out to somebody. Hard times. Crazy times out there. People's mental health are doing nosedives. All right. So don't roll the dice. Talk to somebody. There are people out there that rather talk to you today than they miss you more tomorrow. My social medias, they're on the page. Just click on my face. Follow me. All right. Send me a message. Say hi. I do encourage everybody to follow my Instagram because I do have different. It's funny. Now I have different content from here, from my Instagram, and I got to figure out that TikTok thing, at least before they get rid of it for the third time. So I do have different content across my platforms. Give me a follow, see what you like, give me a hi. I appreciate y'all again. Please be safe. I will see you all next time. Hopefully I'll be talking about remakes. All right, y'all. You have a good one. And I gotta still figure out how to end this thing. All right. Bye.